Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lionel Nicholas. This is the youthful Carmen, and this is Cassandra. As you all know, there's only one race. However, the narrative for Caucasians protects their image based from what you hear from the media.
Now, how many of you have watched the news, like at least before coming here or once a week? What we learn is that the media is instructing the audience to subconsciously profile.
Today we will discuss the issues we face with the narrative mainstream media portray with race, racism is taught, and how in reality there is only one race.
Now, to begin with, have anybody ever took the time to go on Google, on the search column, and images, and type in three black teenagers and compare it to three white teenagers? What you see is something that is very, very biased. The images that you see is of the black teenagers. You see images of mugshots, African American males with tattoos on their face. They always bring out a negative image of the African American culture. However, if you type in the white teens, you see a Caucasian with a soccer ball or something that represents a positive image, and that right there is very how should I say biased, because it paints a mental picture to everyone that hey, all black people are bad.
Now, we all have heard of the NBC News. I mean, of course, that's one of the most well-known news used right now in America. However, when they were covering the Trayvon Martin story with the incident that happened, instead of showing the little man as a victim, they wrote an article saying that Trayvon Martin was suspended 3 times from school. Now, don't get me wrong, what this has to do with the incident that happened? He got shot while he wasn't innocent. He wasn't carrying any type of weapon whatsoever. For the media to actually go and write an article with this title, which is an attention grabber, you automatically say, okay, this black man was bad. Like, he was doing something wrong for him to get shot, by just saying that he was suspended 3 times in school, which has nothing to do with the incident that happened.
Now, in the meantime, keep in mind these type of images or narrative subconsciously forces us, the audience, to profile. A great example would be when I first met my manager. His name is Terrence Thompson. I never met him. When I first got hired, he was on leave for about a few days. And then I stroll into work. I see somebody tatted up from nails all the way up to their neck, had a full beard, looked like Rick Ross. And to be honest, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it's somebody, an employee who worked in the back. So as the day goes on, I started noticing him going in and out of the manager's office. And then I'm like, sir, what are you doing there? He was like, I work here. This is my section. And I'm like, what? And he tells me, you're surprised, huh? Yes, I was surprised. Come to find out, this guy is highly educated. He has his PhD. He has his master's. He has his bachelor's in accounting and business administration. And he's a very, very smart man, and he loves everything about history. That right there was a great example of how the media does a great job of forcing us to profile and paint the African American culture with a negative image.
Mind you, Leonard is a black man, and he literally just stereotyped his own boss, a black man also. Now, that didn't only happen to him. I did it with my mother. Now, we went to the hospital once, and we were just sitting there talking when a man passed by with dreads, earrings, and tattoos. And my mom automatically started saying how he was a thug, he was not education, he didn't have any education at all. And she pretty much was saying that a man like that came to the hospital because he probably had some type of disease. However, to me, he was just a good-looking man. Later on, when they called her name to go to the hospital, we went. And turns out, when we walk in the room, turns out that same man she was profiling, that same man she was calling a thug, who was saying that has all type of disease, was her doctor. You could imagine the shock on her face. Now, it's not because she was born a racist or she just become like that. It's just the thing is, she's around people. She grew up knowing that, okay, so yes, I'm black. However, if somebody have dreads, if somebody have earrings, if someone looks some type of way, that make them a criminal. That's what's happening right now in this generation. I would say that that's what's happening now, back then, and it's still happening today.
Keep in mind, she has dreads herself. However, the good news is, right, no one is born a racist. Now, racism is something that is taught. It is a culture. We were born to love. And the issue with racism comes from those who's pointed above us and serves as our guardians. What can be taught could also be unlearned.
We have changed. Black president, African American police officer chief, Hispanic politician, fair female Muslim Judge Sheila Abdul Salam, yet her boy was found dead in the Hudson River.
Now, even though we do have those changes of happening over time, however, that's not enough. Yes, we just had a black president, the first black president, but as soon as he stepped out of the office, we've heard of so many stories going on of he did this, he did that, he did that. But as a president, this is pretty much like the first president, the first black president that they trying so hard to demonize his work. Why? Because he was a president. We also had the first judge, the first Muslim judge. She was found dead. Now, even though they said that
There was no foul play.
it was no foul play, there you go. But I mean, if you're finding the body somewhere else, you have to tell me something wasn't right there. Now, with all that, we like Leonel said before, nobody was born a racist. I have a baby brother. He wasn't born a racist. He grew up playing around with kids his age. It doesn't really matter what skin color you are or how you look. But my parents and I myself have a fear that if we buy him a toy gun, a BB gun, and point it out, he might get shot on the street. He might get shot at school just because he's playing around with that. Why is that? It's because the media is creating that any black boy or man with a gun or any type of form that can portray as a weapon will get shot. And as a black female and a black man and Hispanic, we're here to say that, I mean, enough is enough. We may not be able to stop racism right now, right there and then. However, we need to take action. We need to get up and say, now is the time to come as one nation, one community, because there is one earth. There's not two earth, but one universe. We are one. If we cannot get together to say enough is enough, there is no human. The human race does not exist.
Yet, here's some things we can do to fix the situation. We need to have open dialogues about what racism really is. We need to be able to understand it, address it, and hold those for that accountable. We need to also let the African American culture knows that their history does not start at slavery, because that is also a constant reminder. Another thing is we need to also educate our children and let them know that everything that you see on the news or hear, don't always believe it. Do your own research, because half of the times the headlines that they use is just there to grab your attention. And think about it this way: the majority of the Caucasian suspects, the headline is always designed to force the audience to be more lenient, vice the headline for African American person or even a Muslim, especially a Muslim. The headline is designed to strike some form of fear, and that right there is wrong on many levels.
Now, guys, we just learned about what's going on with the media. We just learned that racism is real. It's not only for black on black, it's not only for white on white, it's not only for Hispanic on Hispanics, it's not only for Muslim on Muslim, but it's a nation thing. It's something that we are all racist. All you have to do is just go home. Think about it. Now for Lost Up. One of the biggest obstacles the media is creating is the narrative which influence our thoughts towards one direction. So we don't listen to the other story, we only listen to one story. So it comes in this ear, and we don't even bother listening to the other one, what's going on. With that, we need to take action. We need to say enough is enough.
The media control our narrative, forcing us to subconsciously profile. Continue.
You have anything to say?
Now, we as humans, we need to get up and act by starting with ourselves. My apologies. We're not from multiple planets, but one Earth and one universe. Therefore, we need to revolt against the issue. Start by going home and take a good look in the mirror and think about who we are, what we represent. Now, if we feel as if what we're doing is wrong and it challenges our moral compass, then it's wrong. You know. Other than that, I present to you one race. Once again, we have Cassandra and the youthful Carmen and Lionel Nicholas. Have a good one.